All right, so here we have part 2. Let's look at equation 3. And when we finish, we're going to go back and look at the steps. Look at equation 3. If you add it vertically, 2x plus 2x is 4x. They don't drop out. If you add the y's vertically, 4y plus 5y, or 4y plus 1y is 5y. They don't drop out. So we have a little bit of an issue here. We have to manipulate the equations a little bit so when we add them up vertically, something drops out. Now, you can choose what you want to do. But either way, we do what's called multiplying by a new word. It's called a scalar. And I wrote the word scalar up here at the top. Maybe a new word. A scalar is just a multiplier to the whole equation. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Luke, in the back. Do you want to drop out the x's or the y's? Okay. Luke wants to drop out the x's. So that's what we're going to aim to drop out. Luke, to drop out the x's, you're going to have one being a positive 2x and one being a negative 2x. So to get this equation to be a negative 2x, you're going to have to multiply one of them by negative 1. All right? So off here to the left, I want you to put down a negative 1 and circle it. And that's going to be our reminder that we multiplied this equation by negative 1. So here we go. I'm going to write down the first equation again because I didn't change it at all. But now I'm going to write down the second equation and I'm going to multiply, Noah, each one of my 3 parts by negative 1. So I multiply 2x by negative 1, y by negative 1, and negative 7 by negative 1. That will give me negative 2x, negative 1y, and positive 7. So now we did as Luke asked us to. We multiplied everything by negative 1. Now look at it vertically. Take all 3, add them up. What happens to our x's? They're gone, right? How many y's do I have now? 3y equals 15. So far, so good? Zach, Noah, Luke, or Drew? Take it from there. Divide by 3. Y equals 5. All right? Drew, Noah, or Zach, take it from there. Okay. So 2x plus 4 times 5 equals 8. So 2x plus 20 equals 8. Can you go from there, Noah or Drew? Subtract 20. Noah, from there? Yep. And now what? Divide both by 2. X equals negative 6. I have my answer. Is it right? It might be. It might not be. Okay? Justin and Katie. I used this equation to solve it, equation 1. So now I have to do what? Equation 2, okay? So let's do that. 2x plus y equals negative 7. Now I want you to notice what I wrote down there. Did I write down the manipulated equation, or is this the original one? That's the original. All right? In your homework tonight, it's going to be very important at the top of your problem, Ryan, that you copy down the original equation. And like put a box around it or something so you don't touch it. Don't multiply it, but just write down the original one because you don't want to mess with that. All right, so let's plug these things in. Let's see, 2 times negative 6 plus 5 equals negative 7. Negative 12 plus 5 equals negative 7. True or false? True. So let's write our answer. Negative 6, comma 5. All right. Now let's look up at the top here. Multiply the equations by a scalar to remove one variable. Now you understand what that means. This is only necessary if the coefficients are not the same. Okay? Add the equations to eliminate one variable and solve for this. Plug that answer into step 2 into either equation to find the value of the other variable. And then check your answer by plugging it into the other equation. You might want to underline that a little bit. All right? Okay. Number 4. I put on number 4 because it's an illustration of what do we do when we're not given equations. Okay? How do we deal with things when we're not given equations? We're going to have to figure out what the equations are. Now we're going to pick our 2 favorite variables in this case, which are what? X and Y, okay? It says the sum of 2 numbers is 19. Can you think of an equation using X and Y that illustrate that idea? The sum of 2 numbers is 19. X plus Y equals 19. So let's write that down. X plus Y equals 19. All right, somebody else. The difference of the same 2 numbers is 5. Talk to me here. The difference. Difference means what? Subtract. So, Jalan, what would your equation be? Someone's got it? Kyle?
X minus Y equals 5.
Yeah, X minus Y equals 5. So there's our equations. So like I told you, Ryan, I'm going to box those because I don't want to touch them. All right, let's look at our problem. X plus Y equals 19, X minus Y equals 5. Is this an easy one? When you add them up vertically, do they just drop out? So someone add them up vertically and tell me what you get. 2x equals 24. Divide by 2, and boom, just like that, we've got half the answer. Now, as we're looking at this, we kind of have to walk through it and say, oh, 12 plus y equals 19. Subtract 12, using equation 1. Y equals 7. And to check it, does 12 minus 7 equals 5? Well, you bet. Now, in this case, we can't put our answer, Tara, as an ordered pair. Because it's not saying graph these. It's saying what? What's the question? What's the command? Find the numbers. So how must we answer? The numbers are 7 and 12. Do I have to put the 12 first? It's the X. Does it make a lick of difference? No, because we're answering a question. It's like saying, what are the colors? Pink and blue. You don't have to say pink first. You don't have to say blue first. You're just saying, Grace, these are the numbers. All right, so that's an illustration of what we're going to do when we have a word problem.